Good morning. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's time for us to have a phenomenal day. It's time for us to learn from one another as we always do on Wisdom Wednesday. So good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Thank you all for all of your support. Thank you all for tuning in. Good morning. Good morning. And good morning again. Please like and share. Hello. 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 Hey, Mom. Hey, Michonne. Hey, Browder. Good morning, Nora. It is a wonderful Wednesday. I'm excited about this day and what is going to occur, what's about to happen. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Mika. Hey, Kenneth. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Go ahead, guys. Host your watch parties. Go ahead and share. Before we even get started, as always, I thank you guys much for all of your support with Exposed. You know, it's been doing well, but we got to keep sharing it. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, Princess. Good morning. It is a wonderful Wednesday. Always good for some wisdom. Y'all see our topic this morning is the battleground. And I'm going to say the battleground exposed. So good morning, Rena. Good morning, Avril. Thank you guys for coming on. I love y'all so much. And I do appreciate the support. I really appreciate the support. This morning, started my morning off as usual with the God Zone. Got a wonderful word. That topic was this or that. I know that thing was good. I'm going to have to post it so y'all can hear it. If you're not on the God Zone in the morning, kickstarting your day, you need to. Good morning, Tone. I see you. I see you. Good morning. Good morning. Hey, Gifty, I miss you. How are you? Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. So, guys, I'm going to go ahead and jump right in because my guest this morning, she is not really on Facebook. She's more of an Instagram person, but it's okay. I first want to start with the word that came to my spirit this morning, which was in Romans 12:2. And it says, do not be conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewal of your mind, that by testing you may discern what the will of God is, what is good and acceptable and perfect. So guys, when we think about it, what we have to understand, each and every day we are called to personal consecration in our lives, because our lives should truly be a reflection of of Christ. You know, it shouldn't be about us. We should be living sacrifices. That's what our body should be. That's what we should, when people see us, they should see a reflection of him. Now, does it always work that way? No, because we are human. So we do have our time. And of course, the world wants us to fall into its mold where we're busy looking at other people, judging other people, trying to be like other people. But that is not what God wants. As a matter of fact, Paul warns us in Romans about us not being conformed by this world. You know, we should be transformed by the renewing of our mind. And, you know, the enemy knows where the battleground is. The battleground is right here in our mind. And a lot of times, you know, we think about us as adults and, you know, we might know it all, or we've been through this experience and everything is, oh, it's going to work out the way I want it to. But this morning, I want you all to help me welcome my guest of this morning, who is a millennial. And it's so interesting because I had some people over a few weeks ago, and one of the young ladies was like, you know what, you always have to have a millennial on your team. And this young lady has had a up close and personal experience in my journey through Exposed. She's actually been with me for the last couple of months, and she's seen parts of my journey as I have experienced some things with getting the book launched and doing some other things. And she came up to assist me. And, you know, she has spoken some things into my life. Through her, I have learned. So if you would, you know, help me to welcome my guest this morning, Nyla Kendrick. Nyla, are you there?
Yes, I am.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. Thank you for being on. I appreciate you. So this morning, guys, for those of you, you might have seen pictures of Nyla and you'll be like, okay, is that Dr. K's little sister? And she is my little sister, not by birth, but she is my little sister. She is definitely a part of me. So Nyla, as you have had an opportunity to experience quite a bit in the last 2 months, I would say it was a lot has happened within your mind, within your life. Tell us a little bit about what's been going on with you, and even start before 2 months ago.
Okay, so hi everyone. So yeah, I've been here for like 2 months and a half really, and I've seen a lot, most definitely. I'm originally from Miami, so being here was really different, the whole transition and everything and getting comfortable with everyone. So basically, I've always seen like Trina, always doing her thing, but seeing it like up close and personal was kind of like, oh my God, like this is what it takes to be like this and everything. So life has definitely been different for me so far, like for sure. Yeah.
Absolutely. So, Nyla, coming up here, because I reached out to your mom and I was like, okay, it's summertime. Can Nyla come up? And I talked to you about being a part of the Freedom by Design team and assisting us. And of course, we know the role you've played with Expose. You have done lots of photography, videography, and all of that. But has anything changed in your life as a result of the experience and coming up and just being around?
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like my relationship with God in general has prospered because before I wasn't really, as close with him, or I didn't feel like, I should put in the time to get to know him because that was the last thing on my mind. But with this whole process and everything, and you being like a woman of God and everything, being in this environment has definitely, changed my relationship now. So yeah, I'm at the beginning of my spiritual journey for sure. Like at the way beginning. Yeah.
So when you say that it was the last thing on your mind, because you and I have had some conversations, and I know you've talked about, um, it's just different, when you are in your youth ministry and all of those kind of things. Because you've even talked about now going ahead and starting your own movement. What is that looking like for you?
Yes. Okay. So a lot of you may or may not know, but I go to a church in Miami called Second Baptist Church. And we do have like a youth ministry, but I feel like, you know, um, they don't really take the time to put in that much effort as they could, to expose us teens to God or for us to learn about him, which I feel like that's what causes us to like drift away. So we're not really, familiar with God in general as much as we should be. So I am starting a movement and where the whole point of it is to like expose teens to know more about him. But first I realized that I can't teach anyone about God if I don't know, that much about him. So it's going to be a learning process for me for sure. So I have to.
And one of the things that we've talked about is when I started the movement of Freedom by Design, when God planted it in me. So what I hear you say is that He has, through your relationship and starting your relationship, He has a calling on your life. So it's going to be a lot more responsibility. There's going to be a lot that comes with it. And Nyla, what I'll tell you is we can't get ready, because it's not like I went and I was like, okay, let me read the whole Bible and let me be ready before I can speak. God isn't asking us to get prepared and then do it. He wants to use us right here where we are, with all of our imperfections, with all of the things, with all of our flaws, because that's where he does his best work. He isn't looking for the perfect person. He is looking for the person that has some bumps, some bruises and scars, so that we can open up our mouths and empty all of us out and let all of him, shine through. And just like you, I grew up in Second Baptist, and, we both have a major love for Second Baptist. As a matter of fact, I kind of write about it in the book because it was very influential in my foundation, with Christ. But what I hear you saying is you identify a need. Tell us about your need. Tell us, where do you see your need coming from as it relates to your exposure to Christ and, just what he has done for you?
Okay, so this is kind of hard for me to say, but yeah, so I want to say about a year ago during this time, my aunt passed away, and it was like really hard for me. like really hard. So I started to like lose sight of myself and my personality. Like I kind of forgot who I was after a while, and I went into this deep depression, like really bad. Like I don't want to get out of bed at all. I could really care less if I eat. And I love food, so like me not wanting to eat is kind of just like what's wrong with her. But yeah, like it was always dark in my room. I really didn't like light at all. So, and that was, for a while, months really. And then, so I wanted to get it checked out because it got really serious for me. So, so I talked to my mom about it or whatever. I'm like, hey mom, I need help because, I'm not feeling great and I don't think I want to be alive anymore, like honestly. So what we did was I started therapy in like October, I want to say. And yeah, it kind of helped, talking and getting it out. But I feel like my therapist wasn't really contributing anything to me. Like she couldn't really help me at all in the way that I needed. So that's when she called me in like, I want to say March, like late March. And, a little update because I stopped going for like 3 months because I needed a break. So when I started telling her, like, how I was feeling or like, my moods, because she went through a checklist, to see how I was feeling or whatever. And what she told me was, she was like, oh, well, I think you need to start taking medication. And I think you need to see a psychiatrist. And I was just like, I'm crazy, but I'm not that crazy. Like, I don't want to be on no meds or anything. So when I went to the psychiatrist or whatever, and she also went through another checklist, and she diagnosed me as I had major depressive disorder, moderate. So she was like, you have to start taking these pills. So when I got them, I took them for about 3 days, and the third day I like felt terrible, like a complete anxiety attack. And I was just like, okay, no. And I talked to my mom about it, and, she made me promise that, I'll stay off of them and we'll just see how this goes because I don't I don't want to be on any medication like at all. So I feel like when I got like after my birthday, I came up here to Atlanta, everyone, and it was different. I felt like I needed something different, like a different environment. I don't know what I was seeking, but I got something here that I didn't get at home. And, my mom asked me yesterday, actually, she was like, what do you get here that you don't get at home? And, I started asking because I didn't have an answer yesterday, but I thought about it, and here it's more exposure to God. Like I see firsthand her faith walk, and it really inspires me. So I feel like it's more the Christianity over here is like I'm more exposed to it than at home. We don't talk about stuff like that as much as we should. So I feel like that was the major difference. So that's when I realized, okay, I started feeling better. So I'm just like, okay, what's going on? And it was God. So like when I was talking to you about everything, I'm just like, okay, like I don't really talk to people like that. I don't really like opening up, and I really don't like being vulnerable. So I'm just like, okay, what's the difference? Like, why am I talking to her? Why can't I talk to anybody else to my family? Why don't they know? Why can't I tell them what I'm going through? And it was because when I was talking to you, I felt like, I was talking to God. Like I told you, like you are a vessel. So I'm just like, yeah, that's the difference, and that's why I need him right now. Like I need him. So that's why I'm starting this movement. So not only to help everyone else, like I need this for me.
Amen. Amen. You know, Nyla, as you said that, I wrote down one thing because I heard you say checklist twice. Because you spoke with your therapist and she ran through a checklist. You talked to a psychiatrist and she ran through a checklist. And I heard you when you said earlier on, you wanted to talk, you were talking about your movement, but first you needed to get yourself ready. So understand this about the process of God telling us when he wants to use us and when we're ready. He's not running through a checklist. We don't have to check the boxes off. We don't have to say, okay, do I know 10 scriptures in the Bible that I can recite and quote? Check. Am I living my life perfectly correct? Check. You know, do I always talk the way I'm supposed to? Check. No, he is not trying to check those things off. And the light that you're seeing now, because I also heard you say, you know, it was darkness. Darkness was where you wanted to be. The light is him. You know, God will use a lot of different people. He'll use a lot of different situations to give us what we need so that his light will be able to shine. And then we have to take that light because you've taken a couple of months and a half, 2 months and a half. He's put you in a different environment. You've been around different people to see different things. Now what has to occur is you have to take what has been implanted in you and you have to take it back to your home, your everyday life, and you have to be the light. So now we're not waiting on other people to be the light. You get to be the light. What are you going to say?
Yeah, I was just gonna say that I was gonna copy back up what you said. Now, you know, I've never, like, everyone knows that decisions aren't my thing at all. Like, I rather let you decide than I do. But I feel like now I have to decide if I want to be happy or not. Like, when those dark times come, it's literally, I can't like depend on, you know, you to make me happy or my mom to make me happy or someone to come in and, you know, make me happy. Like, it's not like that, because the older I get, I realize not everyone's going to be there for me. So it's going to be me. I'm going to have to, you know, make these decisions. And I realize that, you know, even though it's really hard and even though the devil is really tempting, he really is tempting. So I realized, you know, do you want to choose darkness or do you want to choose light? And, you know, I've been choosing light. No matter how hard it's been been really hard. But yeah, I've been choosing light, and no matter how hard it gets, I'm gonna have to continue choosing it because, you know, I don't want to be in that dark place. Yes, sometimes it might be harder than others, but it's life. So, you know, and I have them now, so it's really good. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. Yes. I see Nora just said happiness definitely comes from within. And I saw Bernadette commenting earlier saying, yes, Nyla, you know, being able to speak your truth and share it. And this morning on the God Zone, the message topic was this or that. And for those of us who, I'm dating myself, we know the song, you could get with this or you could get with that. At the end of the day, like you just said, you have to choose. You're going to have to choose him or you're going to have to choose the darkness. And what I hear you saying is you're going to choose him. You're going to make the decision so that you can walk in the light, even when you want to, and you acknowledge some days it will be hard, but you have to constantly remember and remind yourself and have those conversations with him that say, Lord, today I need you more than ever, because that is when his strength is perfect. When we are weak and we say, you know what, I can't do this by myself. The only way I'm going to make it through this situation, through this day, is through you. And Lord, I need you. Nothing makes him happier than to hear those words. So I think we're about to go ahead and wrap up. Nyla, I am so excited and I'm so grateful for you coming on today, because you just shared with the audience things that you haven't shared with people that are, as you said, you know, with family members. So now, and that can be difficult, you know what I mean? But it's a judgment-free zone. Nobody is, none of us are more or less perfect, because we've all struggled. We've all come short and fallen short, and many of us still fall short every day, even though we're on this journey, we're on our faith walk. It's not always going to be easy. It's difficult, but we get to choose what it's going to be for us. So I want you to know from the bottom of my heart that I love you. I'm so grateful for the time that I have got to spend with you intimately to get to know you. And I'm also even more grateful that you were able to see through me and the people that are around me and your experiences here. I'm glad that it strengthened your walk with him, because it's not about any of us. It's all about him. Did you want to close with anything, Nyla, before we go?
I mean, not really. Thank you for having me. I'm just like the last person that I thought would have been on here, but yeah, I really appreciate it. I love you too. I love you more. And yeah, just thanks for having me, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your morning. So yeah.
All right, family, we love you, and we will see you on Freedom Friday. And I see a lot of thank you, Nyla, for sharing. Continue to choose God. God bless you. God bless you. We love you. So thank you so much. You are received, and we are definitely, she will still tune in when she goes back to Miami, because Nyla is actually leaving on Friday. So we love her. We are going to miss her physically, but she will still be a part of the family because she's a part of my family. So thank you guys. God bless you. Have a great rest of your day, and never discount what your children have to say. Listen, because you know what? God can do a mighty thing even through them. I love you guys. Have a fantastic day.